It's so good to have everybody here on Sunday. I had the impossible task of figuring out where I would go out of the hundreds and hundreds of events today around the country. As it turns out, I am in New York City, helping the press understand the magnitude of all this. But I am watching as pictures come in from every corner of the continent, and it could make me happier. So many partners have come together to host and sponsor these events. I can't name them all, but aside from my wonderful colleagues at Third Act, it's the Sierra Club and Solar United Neighbors and Green Faith and Dino and Revolve and Mothers Out Front and on and on and on and on. Sunday, this day, is our chance to celebrate the power of clean solar energy, to show how widespread that energy is, to demonstrate visibly that it's already coast to coast. This is the fastest energy transition in history, the move over the last 36 months to solar and wind power and the batteries that make them 24-hour sources of energy. It's been amazing to watch the price of these things come down and down and down. We now live on a planet where the cheapest way to make power is to point a sheet of glass at the sun. That is one of those remarkable milestones in human history. It means that we could bring combustion to an end quickly. And we must, because the climate crisis grows more dire all the time. The temperature just keeps rising, and with it, the tide of flood and fire and drought and just hardship and misery for people the world around. We can knock big chunks off how hot the planet eventually gets if we're able to very quickly move towards this clean energy technology. So let's do it. This is the kind of day, your participation is the kind of thing that makes the difference, that shows mayors and city councilors and governors what kind of energy future we want and what kind we don't want. Because we know that the fossil fuel industry is hard at work trying to undermine this transition. They're fighting much harder in the US than any place else because this is the center of the fossil fuel industry. And they think that we're so addicted to their product that we won't put up a fuss. But we are putting up a fuss. We want that world that others are getting to inhabit, the world of clean and cheap energy, the world of clean and cheap electric vehicles and e-bikes, a world where heat pumps make the furnace in the basement and the tank of oil or natural gas obsolete. That's the world that we want and what we can have if we push. Now, obviously, in Washington, we're not going to get anything for the next 12 months. But at the state and local level, we can make enormous progress. It costs 3 times as much for Americans to put solar panels on their roof as Australians or Europeans. And it's not because the panel costs more, it's because we have this Baroque system of permitting where each of the 15,000 municipalities has its own code and its own team of inspectors. There are ways around this, powerful tools like the Solar App Plus from the National Renewable Energy Laboratory that allow us to do instantaneous permitting. California, New Jersey, and Maryland have already adopted it. That leaves 47 states to go. The thing that makes me hopeful here is not just the technology, it's that Americans of all kinds want clean energy. I've lived my life in rural America, some of it red state, some of it blue. And so I know that people end up backing solar power for all kinds of reasons. Some of my most conservative neighbors and friends have solar panels on the roof because they are completely committed to the idea that their home is their castle, and it's much more so when it has its own independent power supply. But it's not just political differences. We have congregations, we have businesses large and small. We have renters who want to take advantage of the kind of balcony solar that 3.5 million Europeans have put up in the last year. And it's now legal in the state of Utah. We can spread that around the whole country. I can't tell you how pleased I am to see how many people are out today across America. It's really something. When we first started talking about SunDay a year ago, we had no idea what would happen. And now we know that there is a groundswell of people asking, demanding that we take the steps to bring us into a clean energy future now. SunDay is just the beginning of this effort. The work to build and to scale up, that's going to ramp up in the months ahead. So plug in, literally, figuratively. We look forward to working with all of you. Energy from heaven, not from hell. The time is upon us to make this great change. Thank you for being a part of it.